Welcome and welcome to Titli's Busy Kitchen with me, Titli. You know, Christmas cake has been a part of my life since I was a small child, and this year I'm going to share with you my time-tested recipe for Christmas cake. In a short series of videos I'll be showing you how to bake the cake, we'll talk about feeding it, and then I'll show you how I decorate my Christmas cake. But we'll start off with the ingredients. Let's start with the basic cake ingredients. I've got 200 grams of plain flour. Whoa, look, it's not even December yet. Can we stop the Christmassy music, please? Thank you. 200 grams of butter or margarine, softened, 4 eggs and 200 grams of sugar. Any sugar will do. Next I've got all the dried fruits, so I've got 200 grams of raisins, 200 grams of sultanas, 200 grams of currants, 100 grams of glacé cherries cut into half, 50 grams of mixed peel or candied peel, the name varies depending on where you live, and this is my secret ingredient, 100 grams of dried cranberries. If you're not going to use cranberries, just add an extra 100 grams of dried grape. Then I've got some flavourings. I've got the grated zest of a lemon, I've got 1½ teaspoons of mixed spice, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg and half a teaspoon of salt. Now some of you will ask the question, well, what's in the mixed spice? Well, I've got a bottle here, it's called mixed spice, or sometimes it's called pumpkin spice, and in it there is cinnamon, coriander seed, caraway seed, ginger, fennel seed, nutmeg, cloves and turmeric. So now you know, but I like to add a couple of tablespoons of chilli powder into my cake as well. Now I'm kidding, or am I? Then finally, and these are optional, I've got half a teaspoon of almond extract, 50 grams of ground almonds and 50 grams of flaked almonds. Now if you don't like nuts or you have a nut allergy, then obviously don't put those ingredients in. The first thing we'll do is in a large bowl cream together the butter and the sugar. Next we'll add the eggs one at a time, and with each egg add a tablespoon of flour. This just stops the mixture curdling. The best way to think about a cake like this is it's just a bunch of dried fruit held together with batter. Right, that's all the eggs added. So now I'm going to sieve in the flour and the spices and salt. Add in the lemon zest, the almond extract if you're using it, and the ground almonds if you're using those. Then beat it all together. That's looking nice and smooth. Now take a nice big bowl and put all the dried fruit and nuts in it. And carefully mix them all together. Once they're reasonably well mixed, add them into the batter. And mix really well. Right, now we're ready to put this into the cake tin. I've got an 8-inch cake tin which I've greased and lined with baking paper. And I'll just pour the batter in. Scoop the last of the batter out with a silicone spatula. Spread the mixture out, pressing it down. Now we'll bake this in the oven at 150 degrees C for 2 to 2½ hours. Now that may seem like an awfully long time to be baking a cake, but to get the best out of this cake, just like a woman, you need to go long and slow. After about 2 hours, test the cake carefully with a skewer. Push it all the way in, and if it comes out clean like this, then it's cooked. Now leave it to cool completely. My cake's nice and cold, so now I'll take it out of the tin. Just peel the paper off the side. Now you'll notice that the cake is slightly domed on the top here. Now you can leave it domed if you wish, it's not a problem. But if, like me, you're picky and you want a nice flat surface on the top, there's an easy way to do that. We'll take a couple of CDs, put the baking tin on the top and then drop the cake back in. Need a few more CDs. Well, that's looking quite good. I've got the dome just poking out the top here now. Now with a really sharp knife, and I think a bread knife is best for this, just cut across using the cake tin as your guide. Helps to turn the cake while you're cutting as well. There we are. Whatever you do, don't waste this cake. Eat it. So now I've got my cake, which is lovely and square. Now the next thing you're going to need is a box to store the cake in, and this is mine. It's just plastic with a pop-off lid. Now here's a little trick I learned. Take the lid of the box, put the cake on upside down, and then carefully remove the base of your baking tin and just peel the paper off. Perfecto! And finally, pop on the top. Now this actually makes it easier to get out the cake and get it in and out of the container when you need to. Delicious. Now in the next video I'll talk to you about feeding the cake, because if you want a really moist fruit cake you need to feed it on a regular basis. Join me next time in Titli's Busy Kitchen with me, Titli. Until next time, Khuda Hafiz.